Hey everyone, this is Sumit, and in the last video we were discussing about the MBT. As you can see here, it is the basic working system of Django. When we send a URLs through Django, Django shows views using the template. Template is basically a bundle of HTML pages by using data from the models. We have discussed about the views in the last video, and in this video we are going to discuss about templates. So now I will show you how to use HTML pages, and I'm going to make a folder called templates inside our project. You can give any name in which I will store all my HTML pages. So let's save it and jump on our Pydroid 3, and where we are going to make a new file called home.html. I will save it inside our templates folder, and it will be our home page. Let's save it as home.html, and after that I will do some basic HTML. So let's quickly save it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some basic HTML. So start with a doc type. You can copy it if you don't know about HTML. So let's quickly create a meta tag to set the viewport, in which I'm going to use the width is equals to device width and scale is equals to 1. So now let's quickly do it. It will give you mobile view instead of desktop view on your browser. So it has been done, and it's time to add h1 tag, and I'm going to say home page created, and let's save it. Now we have done many things, but here we have to use render instead of http response, because we are rendering our page from the templates. So let's say render, and then inside it I'm going to accept a request that will come from the browser, and inside it I'm going to use home.html when somebody is asking for home. So now let's save it, and but we have to do one more thing, that is Django doesn't know where is your home.html. So now we have to give the path of our template folder. So to join it, use os.part.join, and then it will be our base directory. So add base underscore directory, it will be underscore dir, and then give the name of the folder. So it is template, and now let's save it, and the work is done. Let's run the command python manage.py run server, and it's working. So now it's time to make our website dynamic. So let's jump on the Pydroid 3, and let's go in views.py, and here, as we know that this is a py file and we can do anything, use Python. And so I'm going to make two variables. One is name, and then what will we do with these variables? We will send these variables into our HTML page and use there. This will make our website dynamic, because dynamic means it will source the data according to the user or according to the program that we have set up. I will store both of them inside a data variable as a list, and then I will send it using the dictionary. So let's quickly do it. Here, to send any data, we have to make a dictionary, and then key will be the bird that will be used in the HTML files, and the data will be a value. So let's create a day. Firstly, I want to enter a value, then I will make a key. So key will be data as datas. So now we are going to use this data inside a home.html, and here I'm going to use h1 tag, and then I will use that data inside this. Actually, we have sent the data, that is name and the surname, in the form of list. So I'm going to use here for loop to extract the data one by one, and then we will print. To use Python inside a HTML pages, we have to use Jinja format. So let's create a Jinja format. Jinja format is basically a 2% two curly braces, and inside this we have to use 2% sign, and between these percentage sign we can use the Python code. So let's create for loop for I in data, and instead of colon we have to end the for loop. So let's type end for, and inside this I'm going to write I, that is a name, and then surname. We are using I in the double curly braces because it's a data that we have imported. So let's run the command, run server, and let's. So we have successfully made our page dynamic, and it's time to do something more. So what we are going to do, we are going to make a website in which we will take a input from the user, and according to that input we will print, we will give the output. So let's create a form in which we will take the input, and action will be the result. So let's result. I know we don't have something like result, so we will create it, don't worry about that. So let's close the form tag. If you don't know about the form tag, it will take something input, and then after submit it will take the action, that is a result, something like result.html that we will create. So inside the input tag we will take an input from the user, so type will be a text, and to get the data from the views.py of this input we have to give the name. So let's give it a something like enter data, and now let's give a input submit button, type is submit, and then now job is done. From here let's save it and go in a views.py. We don't have something like result. Okay, let's remove this, and then we are going to make or define, then we are going to define the results. So somebody will call result that we have given in the action. So let's define result in which we are going to accept a request. So let's firstly add the path inside this. So I'm just going to copy it, and paste it here. And change the name is result. That will call the function views.result. If somebody will call this function, let's save it and define. We are going to define a result. It will take request, and when somebody will hit the submit button, it will use the action that we have given result as a action. So it will search for a result inside a urls.py. So we have given that and we have defined it recently, and that will get called for a function called result that we are creating. So inside this result we are going to use results.html that we have not created yet. So now, before creating the results.py, let's use this name and let's use this name to take the input from the user. So let's name is equals to take the name, to take the input from the user, we have to use request.get. Get is a default method in which we are using a square bracket, and inside it we have to give the name of that. Here is enter data, and we are going to use this enter data name. So just paste it. Now we have given the name, and we are going to use the if statement. Let's say if name is equals to let's say Rahul. Okay, remove this. Let's say apple. So it will give the price of the apple. So price will be, price is equals to 20. And else we are going to use multiple things. So here we are going to use Elseif statement, but before this we are going to use placeholder. Placeholder is basically a return text that that we will see in, then we will run it, so don't worry about that. Placeholder will be enter fruit name. Let's save it and enter fruit name. Here I'm going to use else if statement. It's else if if the name is equal to banana, then the price will be 40. So let's say banana, and price will be 40. Else price not specified. Let's say it, that means there is neither apple nor banana, so the price will be not specified. And now the job is done. We are going to use, oh shit, so we are going to use this name and the price. So let's say dictionary, and here we are using the name will be name, and the next key is price, and the price will be price. So let's say price. and the job is done from here. Now we are going to make a results.py. So let's have it as a results.py. Oh, it's not py, sorry, it's results.html. So I'm going to copy the all of these things. So let's copy it and paste in the results.html. Oops. And now I'm going to change the body part here. So let's remove this, also the form. And now here I'm going to use h1 tag, and inside h1 tag I will write something called something price of, and here we are using the input. It's not data, it's name, and the price will be price as we have given in the dictionary. So let's run it. Python manage.py run server. And now let's refresh it, and here let's say apple and submit. We got an error, that is there is no such url, the home results. Okay, let's go in the Pydroid 3. Okay, we didn't give here a result because we are searching for a result. In the action we have given the result and it is searching for result, but there is nothing something right result in the url. So let's run again. Now jump on the browser and refresh it, and now enter the apple. Now the price of apple is 20 and it's working, and the q is I think some bug. I mean I have put some q value, and the price of banana is now 40, and if we will enter something else, so it will give price not specified I think. So let's try with price of is not specified space, that was the space. We can also use HTML pages inside our HTML pages using Jinja format. It will help in many ways, such as we do not have to write some code again and again, such as the header and the footer code. Let me show you how to use it, then you will able to understand where you have to use it. So let me add a file base.html inside our templates, and then I'm going to put the basic code inside this base.html, such as the body part. Let me cut this and paste inside. Now the okay, to use this inside our home.html we have to use a Jinja format. So before this, let me set up, and now what we are going to do, now we are going to use Jinja format to use base.html inside this page. We use extend and the name of the file, that is base.html inside codes. Let me add two more lines. These lines are much important, which contains the whole contents. So one is the block content and other is end block. So here we are going to end the block, and these two lines we also use in base.html, where we have to use this form. I mean, inside a body we have to use that. We are going to use the same line here. So let's, inside the Ginger format, let's type block content, and then after that we have to end this. To check will it work or not, let me add a background color. So to add a background color, type bg color is equals to, and then we have to give the name of the color. I'm going to give a red. Let's save it and run the command python manage.py and run server. So let's run it, and here you can see we have successfully changed the background color and everything is working. Here the background is not red because we didn't add red color inside our, or we didn't add base.html inside our result. Here I want to show you one more thing, that when you enter something in the text box, it will shown inside this URL, that is enter data is equal to apple, and this will be not secure because you don't want to share this. It will be your password. So to avoid this, we have to use the method is equals to post, and the by default method is get. That's why we didn't use method. So now in the views we have to use post instead of get, and now save it. But before run the command, we have to use one more thing, that is CSRF token, because Django helps us to secure our website, and we don't want to share our entered data to anyone, and no one can hack our data because we are using CSRF, something like. You can Google it if you want to know more about this. So let's run the command. So let's refresh it and enter the data, something like apple, and you can see here we are not getting our data that we have entered after the result. And so we have successfully used, we have successfully used post method. So in this session we have learned lots of things, and in the next video we will discuss how to use CSS files, and we will also discuss how to use models.py, that is a database part, and we will also discuss about the database in the next video. If you have any doubt related to this video, you can ask in the comment box. I'm always here to solve your doubt. If you are new on my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video. So take care, bye bye.